Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading. Y'all already know how we do it over here. So today we are tapping into everything you need to know right now. Now, baby, this is one of those readings where Spirit is basically saying, sit down because we need to have a conversation. Because some of y'all have been asking, what am I missing? What do I need to know? What's going on behind the scenes? Why has this been happening? What's getting ready to change? Honey, we're about to find out. This reading could be about your love life, your finances, your career, your personal growth, your spiritual journey, someone's intentions, doors getting ready to open, or maybe Spirit just has something that you need to hear before your next chapter begins. And y'all already know, if it's good, I'm gonna tell you. If it's somebody playing games, I'm gonna tell you. If Spirit says you're blocking your own blessing, baby, I'm gonna tell you. Okay? Because over here, we don't do fantasy. We don't do sugarcoating. We don't tell people what they want to hear. We tell people what they need to hear because clarity changes lives. Real quick though, for those of you who have been asking, yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. You can ask about love and relationships, money and finances, career and purpose, family, your next chapter, or whatever situation you need clarity on. Because there are things that I can dive into in a personal reading that I simply cannot get into here on YouTube. If you know, you know. All right, so Clarity family, you have 3 piles here on the table. Don't overthink it. Don't analyze it. Pick the one that calmly pulls your attention. The pile your intuition keeps bringing you back to. Let's get straight into it. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, pile 1. Today we are tapping into everything you need to know right now. Now, baby, y'all already know how we do it over here. If it's about your relationship, I'm gonna tell you. If it's about your money, I'm gonna tell you. If it's about your career, I am going to tell you. If Spirit says somebody around you isn't moving right, baby, we're gonna talk about it because this isn't about hearing something that sounds nice. This is about hearing something that moves your life forward. That's what we're here for. All right, real quick though, if this reading starts sounding a little too personal, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Bring your questions about love, money, career, life purpose, or whatever clarity you're looking for, because there are certain things that I can go much deeper into personally that I simply cannot unpack in a collective reading. Some stuff I just can't say here on this platform. If you know, you know. All right? Now, pile 1, your energy brought you here to the clear quartz crystal and the 8 of Pentacles. Now, baby, can we talk about this? Because out of every card, Spirit starts your reading with the 8 of Pentacles energy, right? That already tells me something, that the 8 of Pentacles is, first of all, is one of the strongest cards in tarot when it comes to building, learning, mastering something, creating wealth, improving your life, long-term success. And yes, Pentacles are earth energy. So this card naturally resonates with Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Now, even if you're not one of those zodiac signs, that doesn't matter because those zodiac signs show up in your astrological birth chart regardless, okay? And those zodiac signs could also be in the top 3 of your birth chart, such as your sun, moon, rising sign, 7th house of relationships, or even the planet Venus. Or it could be significant, right? Energy about another person. But let me just say this, because this energy you're stepping into, right, it's deep. Let's go ahead and talk about the clear quartz crystal. Clear quartz is all about clarity, focus, amplification, intention. It takes whatever you're focusing on and amplifies it. Now, baby, listen, this is where Spirit started talking. Because some of y'all are asking for blessings, but your energy is sending mixed signals. One day you want this, the next day you're not sure. One day you're praying for abundance. The next day you're saying, I don't know if it's gonna happen. Baby, which one is it? Spirit is saying, be clear, be specific. Stop asking for something better. Tell the universe what better looks like. How much money? What kind of career? What kind of relationship? What kind of peace? Because nothing is too big for the God who created the stars. There, I said it. The 8 of Pentacles also tells me that some of y'all have been putting way more work, right? You've been putting in way more work than people realize. People see where you are. They don't see what you've been doing behind closed doors. The studying, the healing, the crying, the rebuilding, the discipline, the consistency. Spirit says, keep going, because what you're building is stronger than what you're currently seeing. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know I don't just hype people up. The shadow side of this card is that some of you are working hard, but you're not giving yourself permission to dream big. You're playing it safe. You're asking for enough instead of asking for abundance. Baby, who told you you had to think small? Who told you that? Spirit didn't create this huge world for you to keep limiting yourself because somebody else couldn't see your vision. No. Dream bigger, pray bigger, expect bigger, but most importantly, get clear. So before we even pull your first card, the energy is already saying clear quartz equals clarity, focused, intention, amplified manifestation. 8 of Pentacles equals building something meaningful, financial growth, mastery, and long-term success. And honey, the energetic frequency is already giving that everything you need to know right now is this. Stop going back and forth. The clearer you become about your vision, the faster your energy begins aligning with what you've been asking for. All right, you have 6 more cards to go in this pile. Each one is going to reveal another piece of the puzzle, another truth, another message that Spirit wants you to hear. So let's go ahead and pull card 1 and find out. We're gonna find out what is the energy as it relates, right? And what do you need to know right now? Card 1 is the Galactic Federation. The card says collaboration, meetings, and community. That part. Now, listen. All right, pile 1, let's get into your first card and remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And your first card is Galactic Federation. And again, the card says collaborations, meetings, and community. Now, baby, can we talk about this? Because I don't think this card is talking about you sitting in the house doing everything by yourself. Matter of fact, I think Spirit is trying to get you out of survival mode. That part. So let me tell you what I'm picking up. The Eight of Pentacles is all about building, working, creating, mastering your craft. Then the very first card says collaboration. Spirit is saying that you don't have to build the whole empire alone. Some of you have gotten so used to carrying everything yourself, figuring everything out yourself, healing yourself, working by yourself, that you've forgotten what healthy support even looks like. Baby, the next level of your life may require people, not just more effort. Now let's talk about meetings, because this word is loud. I don't know who this is for, but I definitely feel like somebody is about to have conversations that matter. Not small talk, not wasting time. These are the kind of conversations where one phone call, one email, one meeting, one introduction changes the entire direction you're headed. Have you ever met somebody for 5 minutes and 6 months later realized that conversation changed my life? That's exactly what this feels like. And then community. Baby, stop thinking everybody is against you. Because I feel like some of you have been so disappointed by certain people that you've started believing you have to isolate yourself. Spirit said, no, your tribe still exists. Your people still exist. The people who understand your vision, who clap when you win, who don't compete with you, who don't secretly hope you fail. They're still out there. But you have to stop assuming everybody deserves the same label. Now, let's go ahead and connect it back to the clear quartz crystal. Clarity, focus, amplification. Some of you need to get clear about who has access to your energy, because everybody can be around you, but not everybody can build with you. Let's keep it 100. There's a difference between people who are around your dream and people who actually add to the dream. Big difference. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know, we don't just hype people up, okay? Some of y'all have been praying for bigger opportunities, but you've also been avoiding opportunities to connect, avoiding networking, avoiding introductions, avoiding putting yourself out there. Baby, how is this blessing supposed to find you if you keep hiding? The Eight of Pentacles says build. The Galactic Federation says build with the right people. So far, we have clear quartz crystal equals clarity, focused, intention, and amplified manifestation. Eight of Pentacles equals building, mastering your craft, and long-term success. Galactic Federation equals collaboration, meaningful meetings, supportive community, aligned connections. And baby, the energetic frequency is already saying everything you need to know right now is that your next level is connected to people. The right collaboration, the right introduction, or the right conversation could open a door that hard work alone cannot. Pile 1, this is giving. Stop trying to carry the whole building by yourself. Your next blessing may have somebody else's fingerprints on it too. All right, so let's go ahead and pull card 2, because now I want to see who or what Spirit is trying to align you with next. What is the energy as it does relate? You got the Messiah. The card says, serving humanity with humility. Yes, indeed. Look at this. Okay. Now hold on, because this reading just shifted. Remember what we're asking. What is everything that you need to know right now? And the next card is Messiah. And again, the card says, serving humanity with humility. Now, baby, look at the storyline. We started with the clear quartz crystal. Clarity and intention. 8 of Pentacles. Building, mastery, long-term success. Galactic Federation. Collaborations, meetings, and community. And now the Messiah. Serving humanity with humility. Come on now. Spirit is not talking about a job anymore. Spirit is talking about your purpose. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of you have been asking, what am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? What direction should I be going? And Spirit is saying that your gifts were never just about you. Whatever you're building, whatever you're creating, whatever you're learning, it is meant to impact other people. Whether that's one person, 100 people, or 1,000,000 people, your work carries purpose. Now let's connect this back to the 8 of Pentacles, because that card is about mastering your craft, learning, improving, showing up consistently. Then immediately after that, Spirit gives serving humanity. Why? Because excellence creates influence. The better you become at what you do, the more people you're able to help, the more lives you can impact, the more doors begin to open. Now let's talk about the word humility, because this is standing out. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. Humility is knowing exactly who you are without needing to prove it every 5 minutes. You don't have to announce your gifts. People experience them. You don't have to force respect. The right people recognize it. That's the difference. And remember your first card, Galactic Federation, community. Baby, this confirms it. This pile is not about isolation. This is about connection, contribution, building something that serves people, whether that's through your career, your creativity, your business, your healing, or simply the way you show up in the lives of others. Now let's keep it real, because we don't just hype people up, honey. Some of you have been playing small because you're worried about what people think. And Spirit is saying, stop making yourself smaller to make other people comfortable. Serving people does not mean shrinking yourself. Being humble does not mean hiding your gifts. Being kind does not mean doubting your value. Baby, you can serve people and still know how powerful you are. Let's keep it 100, okay? So far, we have clear quartz crystal. It equals clarity, focused intention, amplified manifestation. 8 of Pentacles equals mastery, building, financial growth, long-term success. Galactic Federation equals collaboration, aligned people, community, meaningful connections. The Messiah equals purpose, service, influence, humility, using your gifts to uplift people, right? Uplift others. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting louder. Everything you need to know right now is that you're not just building a career, you're building impact. The right people, the right opportunities, and the right collaborations begin showing up when you stop doubting the value of what you've been called to do. This is giving, pile one, this is giving your purpose is bigger than your paycheck. And when purpose leads, provision has a funny way of catching up. All right, let's pull card 3 because now I want to see what Spirit is preparing for you next. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Honey, let's see what's coming through. We're going to go here with it. You know what? Right here. What is the energy as it does relate? All right. All right, so you got drama starter. Drama starter, honey, stirs the pot, always in the middle, loves the chaos. This is about a person, and this is a warning, not really a warning from Spirit. I would say Spirit is telling you to be conscious about this person because this person has a tendency to throw you off, to drain your energy. Okay? Like I said, this is a sugar-free zone. All right? Now, because the reading just took a left turn, remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And the very next card is drama starter, ish starter. The card literally says, always in the middle, loves the chaos, stirs the pot. Now, baby, listen to me. This card is not talking about you. Like I said, this is talking about somebody around you. Now, let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. Spirit is not necessarily telling you to be scared of this person. Spirit is saying, beware of this person. There's a difference. Because awareness keeps you from getting pulled into situations that were never yours to carry. And baby, this person has a pattern. They have a pattern. Not a bad day, a pattern. Because I'm going to keep it real. Some people don't feel alive unless something is going wrong. If there isn't drama, they'll create it. If there isn't conflict, they'll start it. If everybody is getting along, they'll find a reason somebody shouldn't be. Now let's connect this back to your first 2 cards. 8 of Pentacles was about building. Galactic Federation was about finding your community. Okay? Messiah was about purpose and serving humanity. Do you see what's happening? Spirit is showing you your future, then immediately showing you what can distract you from it. Because, baby, you cannot build an empire while spending all your energy putting out fires that somebody else keeps starting. Let me say that again for the Clarity family in the back. You cannot build an empire while spending all your energy putting out fires somebody else keeps starting. There it is. Now let me tell you something else I'm picking up, is that this person doesn't always show up looking messy. Sometimes they show up looking helpful, curious, concerned, wanting just a little information, right? You know those type of people, right? But somehow every conversation leaves you feeling drained, confused, emotionally exhausted, or questioning yourself. That's your clue. Energy doesn't lie. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we talk real over here. Some of you have such a peaceful spirit that people who carry chaos naturally gravitate towards you. Not because they want your peace, but because your peace exposes their chaos. Woo. And here's the thing. Not everybody deserves front row seats to your life. Not everybody needs to know your next move. Not everybody needs updates on what you're building. Sometimes silence is protection. That part. Now let's talk about your energy, because I don't want y'all getting nervous. This card is not saying that everybody is against you. No. Spirit is simply saying use discernment. Pay attention to patterns. Pay attention to how people make you feel after every interaction. Okay? Pay attention to who always has something negative to say, who always brings gossip, who always has somebody else's name in their mouth. Baby, if they'll do it with you, they'll do it about you. Okay? Now, so far we have clear quartz crystal equals clarity, discernment, and focused attention. 8 of Pentacles equals building, mastery, long-term success. Galactic Federation equals healthy collaborations, aligned community. The Messiah equals purpose, humility, serving through your gifts. And honey, a drama starter equals a reminder to protect your peace, recognize unhealthy patterns, and avoid getting pulled into unnecessary chaos. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying everything you need to know right now is that not every distraction deserves your attention. The higher you're climbing, the more important it becomes to protect your energy, your focus, and the people you allow close to your vision. Pile 1, this is giving, don't let somebody else's chaos become your full-time job. Keep building, keep growing, and let people who are committed to confusion argue with themselves. Honey, because your purpose is too big to be distracted by somebody who's addicted to drama. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and tap into the energy of card 4. And let's see where this is headed. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. You know what? I'm going to go here. Let's see what's coming through. Thank you, Spirit. All right, your card says, I'll not ask others to become different for me. It says, let your vibrational relationship escrow percolate and give it your undivided attention so that you become a vibrational match to it. And then when the law of attraction brings all of it together, there are not any bugs to work out. Do not ask the permission who helped you to define what you, do not ask the person. Do not ask the person who helped you to define what you want, to become what you want, so that you can have what you want. Instead, use your willpower to focus upon what you want, and then the universe will bring you what you want. 100%. Thank you, Spirit. Okay? Honey, this is a personal guided message for you, right? Because remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And the next card is basically saying, stop trying to change people and start aligning with what you actually want. Now, baby, can we talk? Because this card is literally saying, don't spend your energy trying to convince somebody to become the person you need them to be. Boom. There. I said it. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up, because this is interesting. This card is not just about relationships. This is about everything. Your friendships, your family, your career, your business, your environment. Some of y'all keep saying, if they would just change, if they would just communicate, if they would just support me, if they would just understand. And Spirit is saying, why are you waiting for somebody else's transformation before you allow yourself to have the life you want? Woo! Child. Now let's connect this to the last card. Drama starter. Baby, this is why that card came out. Because some of you are spending way too much energy trying to explain yourself to people who already decided they don't want to understand. Trying to fix people, trying to save people, trying to convince people, trying to get people to see your worth. Spirit said, stop. Now, let's connect this to the Eight of Pentacles. You're building something. You're creating something. You're mastering something. And every minute you're trying to change somebody, right, who doesn't want to change, it's another minute you're not building your future. Baby, that's expensive. Now, this part of the card is loud. It says, become a vibrational match to what you want. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all are praying for peace, but entertaining chaos. You're praying for healthy relationships, but still giving unlimited access to unhealthy people. You're praying for abundance, but talking yourself out of every opportunity. You're praying for confidence, but criticizing yourself every chance you get. Baby, those two frequencies don't match. Let's keep it 100. And this sentence right here, don't ask the person who helped you define what you don't want to become what you do want. Honey, Spirit just snatched the whole wig, because some of y'all keep trying to turn a lesson into your forever. Some people came into your life to teach discernment, not commitment. Some people came to show you your standards, not to become your standards. That's different. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat. People reveal themselves. Believe them. Stop trying to rewrite people's character because you like their potential. Baby, potential doesn't build relationships. Consistency does. Character does. Integrity does. Do you see it? So far we have clear quartz crystal equals clarity, discernment, focused manifestation. Eight of Pentacles equals building your future, long-term success. Galactic Federation equals healthy collaborations and aligned community. The Messiah equals purpose, humility, serving through your gifts. Drama starter equals protect your peace and don't feed unnecessary chaos. Law of attraction message equals stop trying to change people. Become the version of yourself that naturally aligns with what you're asking the universe to bring into your life. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting crystal clear. Everything you need to know right now is this. Your life changes the moment you stop trying to force people to meet your standards and start aligning yourself with people, opportunities, and experiences that already do. Pile 1, this is giving. Stop negotiating with misalignment. You don't have to convince the wrong people to become right. The universe has a funny way of bringing the right people into your life the moment you stop chasing the wrong ones. All right. Now, let's go ahead and tap into the energy of card 5. And let's see where this is headed. All right, let's do it. Okay. What is the energy as it does relate? Okay, you got a trine, T-R-I-N-E. This is a astrological aspect in your astrology birth chart. I'm going to tell you exactly what a trine is, honey, and how it relates to the energy here that already showed up. Just let me say this, baby, you are favored. Okay, you are favored. All right, so here it is. Let's read what the card says first. The card says trine harmonizes, aids, enriches, benefits, energies, enjoys, eases, lubricates, gifts, rhymes, supports, indulges. Now hold on, because baby, this, like I said, this is astrology talking now. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And your next card, trine. Now let me tell y'all something. A trine is one of the most favorable aspects you can have in astrology. When two planets form a trine, they're working together. They're supporting each other. They're creating flow. They're creating opportunities. Things don't feel forced. Things don't feel like you're constantly pushing a boulder uphill. Spirit is saying, baby, life isn't supposed to be hard all the time. Now look at this. We just pulled the card that literally said, stop trying to change people, right? Stop forcing, stop convincing, stop chasing. Become a vibrational match to what you actually want. And now Spirit gives you the trine. Do y'all see the connection? The moment you stop forcing what isn't flowing, you make room for what naturally belongs to you. There it is. Now let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all have been fighting battles that were never yours. Trying to hold relationships together, trying to fix situations, trying to make people understand, trying to keep doors open. That Spirit has been trying to close. And Spirit is saying that what belongs to you should not require you to constantly fight for permission to receive it. What belongs to you should not require you to constantly fight for permission to receive it. And now let's connect this back to the 8 of Pentacles. You're building, you are growing, you're mastering your craft. But trine says, there comes a point where all that work starts paying off. Doors begin opening. The right people show up. The right opportunities connect. The timing starts making sense because you've been putting in the work. Not everything has to feel like a struggle forever. And remember, Galactic Federation talked about collaboration. The Messiah talked about purpose. Drama Starter warns you about people who drain your energy. And Spirit said, stop trying to change people And now the trine says, when you stop entertaining chaos, you naturally align with peace. Baby, that's not a coincidence. Okay, that's not a coincidence. That's alignment. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know what we don't do. We don't just hype people up, okay? We're not sugarcoating. Sugar-free zone forever, right? Now, some sugar may be sprinkled in, right? We like the sweetness. But look, some of you guys have been so used to dysfunction that when something healthy comes along, you question it. You're like, wait, why is this so easy? Because you've been conditioned to believe that struggle equals love. Struggle equals success. Struggle equals worthiness. Spirit said no. Sometimes the blessing fits because it was designed for you. Sometimes the opportunity flows because it's actually yours. Sometimes the relationship feels peaceful because it's healthy. And so far, we have clear quartz crystal equals clarity and focus, intentional manifestation. 8 of Pentacles equals building mastery, long-term success. Galactic Federation equals aligned collaborations and meaningful connections. The Messiah equals purpose, service, and using your gifts to impact others. Drama starter equals protect your peace and stop feeding unnecessary chaos. Law of attraction equals stop trying to change people. Align with what you truly desire. Trine equals divine flow, support, ease, alignment, and opportunities that naturally fit your path. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting loud AF. Everything you need to know right now is this: your life is about to become much lighter the moment you stop forcing what's misaligned. Spirit is moving you towards people, opportunities, and experiences that flow naturally because they're actually meant for you. Pile 1, this is giving. Stop swimming upstream trying to prove your worth. The right river will carry you exactly where you're supposed to go. All right? Let's pull your final card because now I want to see how Spirit closes this message for pile 1. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And honey, let's see what's coming through. All right, you got divine timing. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yes. Absolutely love this card coming out. This is your final card. And baby, look at how Spirit decided to end this reading. Because remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And the final card, divine timing. Now hold on, because I need everybody to take a look at this storyline, at the whole storyline. Okay? So we started with clear glass crystal, 8 of Pentacles, Galactic Federation, the Messiah, drama starter, and stop trying to change people, become a vibrational match, trine, divine flow. And now, divine timing. Baby, Spirit just put a bow on the whole reading. So let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all have been asking, when? When is my breakthrough coming? When is the relationship coming? When is the money coming? When is the opportunity coming? When is everything finally going to come together? And Spirit is saying, it's already moving. Just not on a panic schedule. Now let's connect this to the trine, because trine is one of the easiest, most supportive aspects in astrology. It's flow, it's alignment, it's things clicking into place. Then Spirit follows it with divine timing. Translation: Just because it takes time doesn't mean it's not coming. Sometimes things aren't delayed, they're developing. Now, let's go back to the Eight of Pentacles. You've been building, working, healing, learning, growing. And baby, imagine building a house. Would you rather move in before the roof is finished? Or would you rather wait another month and walk into something that's actually built to last? Exactly. Spirit is saying, I'm building something that can sustain you, not just excite you for 5 minutes. Now, let's talk about the people cards, because Spirit also warned you about drama starter. And then immediately said, stop trying to change people. Baby, what if some of the delay was protection? What if Spirit was removing the wrong people before introducing the right ones? What if that no was making room for a much bigger yes? Come on now, Clarity family, come on. Look, let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't play over here. We don't play about this energy. Some of y'all are looking at the clock. Spirit is looking at the calendar. There's a difference. You're thinking it's taking forever. Spirit's saying, I'm making sure it lasts. Big difference. And let me tell you one more thing. This card also reminds me of something, that sometimes when the blessing finally arrives, you look back and realize, if it would have happened when I wanted it, I would have messed it up. Because you weren't ready. The opportunity wasn't ready. The environment wasn't ready. The people weren't ready. But now everything starts lining up. That's divine timing. Okay, so total energetic frequency, pile 1. All right, let's put this entire reading together. Clear quartz crystal equals get crystal clear about what you truly want. Eight of Pentacles equals keep building. Your consistency is creating your future. Galactic Federation equals the right collaborations and community are finding you. The Messiah equals your gifts carry purpose and are meant to impact others. Drama starter equals protect your peace and stop entertaining people who drain your energy. Law of attraction equals stop trying to change people. Align yourself with what you're truly asking the universe to bring. Trine equals life begins flowing when you stop forcing what isn't meant for you. And divine timing equals what belongs to you is not late. It's arriving at the moment it can truly thrive. And baby, the whole energetic frequency is screaming. Everything you need to know right now is this. Stop confusing delay with denial. Spirit has been building, protecting, redirecting, and aligning things behind the scenes. Your job is to stay clear, stay focused, keep building, and trust that what is meant for you will arrive exactly when it can be sustained. Pile 1, this is giving you weren't being ignored. You were being positioned. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 1 reading. If this reading felt like Spirit was reading your mail, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Ask about love, finances, career, your next chapter, or whatever has been weighing on your heart. Because there are certain things that I can dive much deeper into personally that I simply can't unpack here in this platform. And if you know, you know. Pile 1, keep your eyes on your purpose, keep building your vision, and keep protecting your peace. And remember, what's truly meant for you will never miss you. It will meet you at exactly the right moment. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 2. So today we're tapping into everything you need to know right now. Now, baby, you already know how we do it over here. If it's about your relationship, I'm going to tell you. If it's about your career, I'm going to tell you. If it's about your finances, I'm going to tell you. And if Spirit says that you've been overthinking something, baby, we're going to talk about it, okay? Because this isn't about hearing what sounds good. This is about hearing what actually moves your life forward. And sometimes the truth doesn't whisper. It kicks the whole door open. Real quick though, if this reading starts feeling a little too specific, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. You can ask about love, finances, career, family, your next chapter, or whatever has been weighing on your heart, because there are certain things I can go much deeper into personally that I simply can't unpack in a collective reading. If you know, you know. All right, Power to your energy brought you here to the turquoise crystal and the 4 of Swords. Now, honey, can we talk about this for a second? Because the 4 of Swords is one of the most misunderstood cards in tarot. The moment people see it, they think, oh, nothing is happening, right? Or nothing's happening, right? No, something is happening. It's just happening behind the scenes. The 4 of Swords is about rest, recovery, reflection, mental clarity, recharging, pulling your energy back. And yes, this is air energy. So naturally, this card resonates with Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? Even if you're not one of those signs, this is the energy surrounding your situation. Now let's talk about this turquoise crystal. Turquoise is all about truth, protection, honest communication, inner wisdom, speaking with confidence. Now, baby, these 2 together, Spirit is saying, before you make your next move, slow down. Not forever, not because you're stuck, but because clarity always beats rushing. Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all have been carrying so much mentally that you're exhausted and you don't even realize it. You're thinking about the relationship, thinking about the money, thinking about the future, thinking about what somebody said, thinking about what they didn't say. You thinking about what you should do next. Baby, your brain is working overtime. Spirit is saying everything doesn't have to be figured out tonight. Woo. Now, here's what I really love about this energy. The 4 of Swords is not failure. It's preparation. Think about an athlete. The strongest athlete don't train 24 hours a day. They recover, because recovery is a part of the performance. Some of y'all feel guilty every time you rest, every time you say no, every time you take a break. Spirit is like, baby, you can't pour from a cup that's been empty for 6 months. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we talk real over here. Some of you keep asking, why isn't it happening yet? Why, right? Why isn't anything happening? Spirit is asking, if it happened today, would you actually have the energy to receive it? Different conversation. That's a different conversation, because blessings require capacity too. Healing requires capacity. Healthy relationships require capacity. Success requires capacity. And sometimes the pause isn't punishment. The pause is preparation. So before we even pull your first card, the energy is already saying, turquoise crystal equals truth, protection, honest communication, and inner wisdom. 4 of Swords equals rest, recovery, preparation, mental clarity, and strategic pauses. And baby, the energetic frequency is already saying that everything you need to know right now is this. Stop mistaking the pause for failure. Spirit may be protecting your energy, sharpening your mind, and preparing you for what's next. All right, you have 6 more cards to go in this pile. So each one is going to reveal another piece of the puzzle, another truth, another message that Spirit wants you to hear. So let's pull card 1 and find out what is the energy as it relates, and what do you need to know right now? Card 1. All right, so you got the Ouroboros, and it's spelled Ouroboros. It says infinity, eternal, past life. Oh, this is certainly interesting, because, honey, remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And your first card is Ouroboros. Infinity, eternal, past life. Now, baby, can we talk about this? Because this is one of the oldest spiritual symbols in existence. The Ouroboros is the snake eating its own tail. It represents cycles, endings becoming beginnings, transformation, spiritual evolution, things coming full circle. And baby, the first thing I'm picking up is that some of y'all are living the same chapter with different characters. There, I said it. Now let me tell you what I'm picking up. The 4 of Swords talks about pause, reflection, recovery. And now Spirit brings out Ouroboros. This is not random. Spirit is saying that the reason you're in this pause is because I'm trying to make sure you don't repeat the same lesson. Honey, because some of y'all keep asking, why does this keep happening? Why do I keep attracting this? Why do I keep ending up here? Maybe it's not punishment. Maybe it's a pattern. Now let's talk about past life energy. Now, whether you personally believe in past lives or simply see this as deeply familiar soul energy, the message is the same. This feels like a lesson that runs deep, something that feels strangely familiar. It's like you've said before, why does this situation feel like I've been here before? Spirit is saying, because you're finally being given the opportunity to choose differently. Now let's talk about infinity. Infinity is beautiful, but it can also represent loops, repeating cycles, repeating relationships, repeating financial habits, repeating fears, repeating excuses. Not every familiar situation is meant to become permanent. Some things repeat until we respond differently. Now let's connect this to your turquoise crystal, okay? Which is truth, communication, wisdom. Spirit is saying the truth will break the cycle, not pretending, not avoiding, not blaming. The truth. Because healing starts where honesty begins. Now, let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here. Some of y'all are praying for a new chapter while secretly entertaining the same old habits, the same old people, the same old fears. And Spirit said, baby, if you keep choosing the same door, don't be surprised when you keep ending up in the same room. Woo! That's why the 4 of Swords came out first. Before you move, pause, think, heal, then choose. Because the next choice could be the one that finally breaks the cycle. And so far we have the turquoise crystal equals truth, protection, honest communication, and inner wisdom. Four of Swords equals rest, recovery, preparation, mental clarity. Ouroboros equals cycles ending, transformation, spiritual growth, breaking old patterns, and completing karmic lessons. And baby, the energetic frequency is already saying, everything you need to know right now is this. You are standing at the end of an old cycle. Spirit is asking you to pause long enough to recognize the lesson, because the next decision you make has the power to break a pattern that has followed you for a very long time. Pile 2, this is giving. You don't need another chance with the same lesson. You need a new response to the old lesson. All right, let's pull card 2, because now I want to see exactly what cycle Spirit is helping you to close. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. And you have Servant. It says, using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. That's the energy I'm picking up with Servant. So this is the pattern you're being asked to break, okay? And it's a pretty common pattern, right? When you say, well, I can't do this because, right? But hold on, because Spirit just called out the cycle, like I said. Remember what we asked. What is everything you need to know right now? And again, it's Servant. Now, before y'all get offended, let me tell you what I'm actually picking up. Because this isn't talking about your worth. This is talking about a mindset, a pattern, a belief. And the pattern is this: using the lack of money as the reason life can't move forward. There, I said it. Now let's connect this back to our first card, the Ouroboros. Cycles, repeating patterns, lessons coming back around. Then immediately Spirit shows Servant. Baby, the cycle isn't necessarily about money. The cycle is about believing your life has to wait until your bank account looks different. Some of y'all keep saying, I'll do it when I have more money. I'll start when I have more money. I'll travel when I have more money. I'll launch my business when I have more money. I'll be happy when I have more money. Spirit said, baby, you've put your whole entire life on layaway. Now, don't misunderstand me. Money matters. Money matters. Absolutely. We're not pretending bills don't exist. But Spirit is talking about something deeper. Some of you have unknowingly allowed lack to become your identity. Instead of saying, I'm experiencing a financial season, you started saying, this is just who I am. Big difference. Now let's talk about the Four of Swords. Remember, this pile started with a pause, reflection, mental clarity, because Spirit wants you to examine the stories you've been telling yourself. Okay? What if the biggest thing keeping you stuck isn't your circumstances? It's the belief that your circumstances have all the power. Different conversation, right? Now let me tell you what I'm picking up is that some of y'all have dreams sitting on the shelf, waiting for perfect conditions. Baby, perfect conditions rarely show up first. Courage usually shows up first. Action shows up first. Faith shows up first. Then opportunities start meeting you. Now let's keep it real, right? Sometimes people say, I can't because I don't have enough money. But if we're honest, sometimes it's also fear. Fear of failing, fear of succeeding, fear of being seen, fear of change. And money becomes the easier explanation. Spirit is lovingly saying, be honest about what's actually holding you back. Because once you know the real obstacle, you can finally move through it. And so far we have the turquoise crystal equals truth, wisdom, honest, and communication. Four of Swords equals reflection, rest, changing your mindset. Ouroboros equals breaking old cycles and repeating patterns. Servant equals stop allowing a lack mindset to make every decision. Don't let temporary financial circumstances convince you that your life has to stay on pause. And honey, the energetic frequency is saying everything you need to know right now is this. The cycle Spirit is asking you to break is not simply about money. It's about refusing to let fear, limitation, or lack become the reason you stop living, growing, and moving towards the life you've been praying for. Pile 2, this is giving. Don't let a temporary season write a permanent story about your future. All right, let's pull card 3 because now I want to see what Spirit wants you to move forward once this cycle is broken. Let's see. Thank you, Spirit. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. You got reflecting. The card says, too late for sorry, regret never posted. That's interesting. Now, hold on. How to, because Spirit is connecting all the dots now, okay? Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And your next card is reflecting. Again, the card says, too late for sorry, regret never posted. Now, baby, can we have an honest conversation? Because this card isn't really about an apology. This is about reflection after the fact. Okay, there. Now, let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. This energy feels like someone looking back, realizing what they had after they lost access to it. Okay? Sometimes people don't appreciate consistency until they're sitting in the silence that it left behind. Sometimes they don't value loyalty until they're surrounded by people who don't have it. And sometimes they don't recognize your worth until you're no longer available. Right? Now, let's connect this back to your first two cards. Ouroboros was about breaking cycles. Servant was about not letting lack of fear keep your life on pause. And now Spirit brings out reflecting. Do you see the progression? Spirit is saying, don't repeat a cycle just because somebody finally realizes what they lost. Baby, regret does not automatically equal growth. An apology does not automatically equal change. Missing you does not automatically mean they're ready. There, I said it. Now, let me tell you something else I'm picking up. This card isn't only talking about another person. For some of you, this is you reflecting, looking back and saying, I should have believed in myself sooner. I should have started sooner. I stayed too long. I ignored the red flags. I settled when I knew I deserved more. But here's the beautiful part. Spirit is not bringing this up to shame you. And Spirit is bringing this up so you don't carry the lesson into the next chapter. Now, let's connect this with the Four of Swords. Reflection, rest, healing, pause. See how everything keeps matching? This pile is all about learning from the past without moving back into it. That's different because some people confuse closure with reconciliation. And Spirit said, no, Sometimes closure is simply understanding the lesson and continuing to walk forward. And now let's keep it real, because y'all know, baby, we gonna spill the tea. And it's gonna be sugar-free. So some of y'all have a heart so big that the moment somebody says, I'm sorry, you start reopening doors that Spirit already closed. Baby, be careful. Be careful. Forgiveness is beautiful, but forgiveness does not require you to return to a situation that already taught you everything you needed to know. That's wisdom. So far we have turquoise crystal equals truth, wisdom, honest communication. 4 of Swords equals reflection, healing, and mental clarity. Ouroboros equals breaking repeating cycles. Servant equals stop letting lack and limitation make your decisions. Reflecting equals learning from regret, recognizing patterns, and refusing to repeat what no longer serves you. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that everything you need to know right now is this. Don't confuse someone's regret with your assignment. Your lesson wasn't to go backward. It was to grow wiser. Spirit is asking you to honor what you've learned so your next chapter isn't interrupted by an old cycle wearing a new outfit. Okay. Pile 2, this is giving. Just because they finally see your value doesn't mean you have to go back and prove it again. All right, let's pull card 4, because now I want to see what Spirit wants you to move towards instead. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. You have relationships I don't want. Clarify those I do want. The card says, whenever you know what you do not want, you always know more clearer what you do want. So in any poignant moment of awareness of another person's undesirable situation, give your undivided attention to the idea of improvement that has hatched from your intention and observation. And as you learn to do that, not only will you be increasing value to others, but you will see how your relationships with others add immeasurably to your own becoming. Listen, Clarity family, what happened here? Okay, baby, pile 2, can we talk about this? Because Spirit is literally building this reading one card at a time. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And literally, the next card is relationships. Now, this card isn't just talking about romance. No, this is talking about relationships, friendships, family, co-workers, business partners, anybody who you exchange energy with. And the biggest message coming through is this. Every relationship teaches you something. Even the ones that didn't last, even the ones that disappointed you, even the ones that broke your heart, even the ones that made you question yourself. Baby, none of it was wasted. Okay? None of it was wasted. Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. The card literally says, the more you recognize what you don't want, the clearer you become about what you do want. Honey, that's powerful, because some of y'all keep looking at your past relationships like they were failures. Spirit said, no, they were teachers. Some people taught you what love feels like. Some people taught you what manipulation feels like. Some people taught you what consistency looks like. Some people taught you what your boundaries needed to become. Every relationship revealed something. Now let's connect this back to your last card. Reflecting. Remember when we talked about regret, looking back, learning, not repeating old cycles. And now Spirit says, take the lesson, not the baggage. Because some of y'all are still carrying old disappointments into new opportunities. You're still expecting new people to pay for what old people did. Still expecting every situation to end the same way. Baby, that's the cycle. And that's exactly what the Ouroboros was talking about. Now let's bring in the Four of Swords, right? See, this is why you've been in a season of reflection. Not because Spirit wants you to become closed off, but because Spirit wants you to become clear. There's a difference. Closed hearts push everyone away. Clear hearts knows who to let in. Woo! Now, let me tell you something else I'm picking up. This card also reminds you to stop making one person's behavior everybody's identity. Just because one person lied doesn't mean everybody will. Just because one person walked away doesn't mean everybody will. Just because one opportunity failed doesn't mean every opportunity will. Spirit is saying, don't let one chapter become your entire belief system. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here. Some of you have become so focused on avoiding pain that you accidentally avoided connection too. And Spirit said, healing isn't about building higher walls. It's about building better discernment. Big difference. Because healthy relationships don't require you to abandon yourself. No, healthy relationships add to your peace. They don't compete with it. And so far we have turquoise crystal equals truth, wisdom, honest communication. Four of Swords equals reflection, healing, preparation. Ouroboros equals breaking old cycles. Servant equals stop letting lack dictate your future. Reflecting equals learn from regret, but don't live there. Relationship equals every connection teaches you something. Let your past give you wisdom, not fear. The clearer you become about what doesn't align, the easier it is to recognize what truly does. And baby, the energetic frequency is saying that everything you need to know right now is this. Every relationship you've experienced has refined your standards. Spirit isn't asking you to become bitter. Spirit is asking you to become wiser. What didn't work wasn't meant to break your heart forever. It was meant to sharpen your discernment for what truly belongs in your life. Pile 2, this is giving. Stop mourning the lesson and start celebrating the clarity it gave you. All right, let's pull card 5, because now I want to see what Spirit says is coming after all this growth and clarity. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. And you got the 5th house. Yes, absolutely. This is an astrology card. I'm going to tell you what this 5th house is, what zodiac sign it rules, and how this relates to your energy and what's coming next. Thank you, Spirit. Y'all, the number 5 is significant as well. So this could be a part of your birthday, month, year, or the energy of this person that is part of this energy, honey. Now hold on, because baby, Spirit just shifted the entire energy. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And I hope you got to this part of this reading. If you're still here, honey, this is the cherry on top, right? So the 5th house. Now, let me tell y'all something. The fifth house in astrology is one of the happiest houses in the entire birth chart. It naturally rules romance, creativity, self-expression, fun, joy, pleasure, children, taking healthy risk, okay? And the fifth house is naturally ruled by Leo. Now, baby, Leo is ruled by the sun. The only zodiac sign that is ruled by the sun is Leo. The sun represents confidence, vitality, creativity, authenticity, being seen, stepping into the light. Come on now, Clarity family, come on. Now, let's connect this to everything that's already come out. Four of Swords said, rest, heal, pause. Ouroboros said, break the cycle. Servant said, stop letting lack define the future. Reflecting said, learn the lesson. Relationships said, every relationship refined your standards. And now Spirit gives you the fifth house. Listen, do you see what this means? Spirit is saying, you've spent enough time surviving. Now it's time to start living again. Woo! Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all have become so focused on healing that you forgot joy is part of healing too. You've been working on yourself, growing, reflecting, learning, protecting your peace, all beautiful things. But Spirit is asking, when was the last time you laughed until your stomach hurt? When was the last time you created something just because it made you happy? When was the last time you enjoyed your own life without feeling guilty? Baby, healing isn't just crying. Healing is laughing again. Now let's talk about romance. For some of you, this absolutely points towards love, but not the kind you've already outgrown. Remember, this whole pile has been about breaking cycles. So if love is coming, it feels different, healthier, more playful, less exhausting, less chasing, more mutual, more peaceful. Okay? And baby, let's talk about creativity. Some of you have a gift that you've been sitting on, a business, an idea, a talent, a passion, something that lights you up. And Spirit is saying, stop treating your gift like it's just a hobby, right? If I've been calling it a part of your purpose, stop treating, this is what Spirit is saying, this is what's coming through. Stop treating your gift like it's just a hobby if I've been calling it part of your purpose. Woo, that one hit. Now let's keep it real because y'all know. That's what we're going to do, okay? Some of you have become so comfortable in healing mode that you've forgotten how to receive happiness. Every time something good happens, you immediately start waiting for something bad. And Spirit says, baby, stop expecting every sunny day to turn into a storm. Not every blessing comes with a catch. Not every smile ends in heartbreak. Not every chapter has to hurt. Sometimes life is simply inviting you to enjoy it. There, I said it. So far we have turquoise crystal equals truth, wisdom, honest communication. Four of Swords equals healing, recovery, mental clarity. Ouroboros equals breaking repeating cycles. Servant equals refusing to let lack define your future. Reflecting equals learning from the past without returning to it. Relationship equals let every connection refine your standards. Fifth house, Leo energy equals joy, romance, creativity, confidence, self-expression, and finally giving yourself permission to enjoy the life you've been working so hard to build. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting beautiful. Everything you need to know right now is this. You're not just closing an old chapter. You're stepping into one where joy becomes part of your healing. And Spirit isn't only trying to protect your peace anymore. Spirit is trying to restore your happiness. Pile 2, this is giving. You didn't do all this healing just to survive. You did it so you could finally enjoy your life again. All right, let's pull your final card, because now I want to see how Spirit closes this beautiful message for pile 2. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Card 6. And the card says intuition. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Pile 2, this is your final card. And baby, look at how Spirit decided to end this reading, because remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? The final card is intuition. Now hold on, because this whole reading has preparing you for this card. Let's run this whole thing back. We started with turquoise crystal, 4 of Swords, Ouroboros, servant, reflecting, relationships, 5th house, and now intuition. Baby, Spirit is saying, you've been asking everybody else for answers, but I've been speaking to you the whole time. Let me tell you exactly what I'm picking up. Some of y'all already know what you need to do. You don't need another sign. You don't need another tarot reading. You don't need another person's opinion. Deep down, you already know. If you want a tarot reading, that's going to be confirmation. And then you'll be like, boom, there it is, right? Yeah, it's important to have that too. But the problem isn't hearing your intuition. The problem is trusting it. Now let's connect this back to the 4 of Swords. Why did Spirit start this pile with rest? Because intuition gets louder when your mind gets quieter. When you're constantly anxious, constantly scrolling, constantly asking everybody else, you can't hear your own inner wisdom. Spirit says, slow down long enough to hear yourself. Now let's connect this to Ouroboros. Breaking old cycles, right? Because baby, do you know what usually tells you something is right first? Your intuition, not your logic, not your friends, not social media, your spirit. How many times have you said something felt off and later you found out you were right? Exactly. Now let's bring in the relationships card. This is big because some of y'all ignored your intuition, trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. You ignored the red flags, ignored the feeling, ignored the hesitation, ignored your own discernment. And Spirit is bringing that up to make you, Spirit isn't bringing that up to make you feel bad. Spirit is saying, next time, trust yourself sooner. And then the 5th house, joy, romance, creativity, Leo energy. Baby, your intuition doesn't only warn you, it also guides you towards joy, towards opportunities, towards creativity, towards the people who genuinely feel safe. Sometimes your intuition is not saying run, sometimes it's saying go. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we don't sugarcoat over here, okay? Stop asking people for permission to trust what your soul has already confirmed. Everybody won't understand your path. Everybody won't understand your timing. Everybody won't understand why you walked away, or why you stayed, or why you're choosing differently now. Baby, they don't have to, because they're not living your life. You are. Total energetic frequency, pile 2. All right, let's put this whole reading together. Turquoise crystal equals truth, inner wisdom, honest communication. 4 of Swords equals rest, healing, reflection, and mental clarity. Ouroboros equals breaking cycles that you've repeated long enough. Servant equals stop allowing lack or fear to control your decisions. Reflecting equals learn from regret, but don't live there. Relationships equal every relationship refines your standards and shows you what truly aligns. 5th house equals joy, romance, creativity, confidence, and permission to enjoy your life again. Intuition equals trust the inner voice that's been guiding you all along. And baby, the entire energetic frequency is screaming. Everything you need to know right now is this. Your season of confusion is coming to an end because you're finally learning to trust yourself. The cycles are breaking. Your standards are rising. Your heart is healing, and Spirit is preparing you for a chapter where you stop second guessing your intuition and start building a life that actually reflects your worth. Pile 2, this is giving. The answer you've been searching for isn't getting louder. You're finally getting quiet enough to hear it. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 2 reading. If this reading felt like Spirit was calling you out, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Bring your questions about love, finances, career, your next chapter, or anything you've been seeking clarity on. Because there are certain things that I can go much deeper into personally that I simply cannot share on this platform. And if you know, you know. Pile 2, stop doubting the wisdom that's already inside you. You've survived enough to recognize what peace feels like. Now trust yourself enough to choose it. Hi, Clarity family. Welcome to your reading, Pile 3. Today, we are tapping into everything you need to know right now. Now, baby, you already know, right? This pile already feels different. I haven't even pulled a card yet, and your energy is loud. Because if you found yourself pulled to this pile, Spirit is saying you're standing at a crossroads. There, I said it. Some of y'all have been feeling it. You know something is changing. You know something is ending. You know something new wants to begin. You just haven't been able to put your finger on exactly what. Baby, we're about to find out, okay? If it's your love life, I'm gonna tell you. If it's your career, I'm gonna tell you. If somebody around you isn't moving right, baby, we're gonna talk about it. If Spirit wants to snatch a couple of wigs today, then that's exactly what we're gonna do. Because over here, we don't read fantasy. We read energy. And energy never lies. All right, real quick though, for everyone who's been asking, yes, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. If you'd like me to go deeper into your personal situation, you can ask any 3 questions about love, money, career, family, your next chapter, or whatever has been weighing on your heart. Because in a personal reading, I can dive much deeper into your unique energy and the specific details surrounding your situation. Right? If you know, you know. All right, pile 3, your energy brought you here to the rose quartz crystal and the 2 of wands. Now, baby, can we please talk about this? Because 2 of wands is one of my favorite cards when we're talking about change. This card is all about expansion, new opportunities, bigger vision, stepping outside your comfort zone, planning your future, choosing your next direction. And yes, the 2 of wands energy is fire energy. So it naturally resonates with Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Even if you're not a fire sign, that energy is somewhere in your astrological birth chart, okay? But this is the energy surrounding you. Now let's talk about this beautiful rose quartz crystal. honey, because rose quartz is not just about love, right? It's not just about romantic love. Everybody always thinks that, okay? Oh, relationship. No, rose quartz is deeper than that. It represents self-worth, self-love, healing your heart, compassion, emotional balance, receiving love instead of chasing it. Come on now, Clarity family, right? Now, look at what Spirit just did. You were drawn to rose quartz, right? And the Two of Wands. So Spirit is saying that the next chapter of your life, it begins with the relationship you have with yourself. Because some of y'all have spent years choosing everybody else, helping everybody else, saving everybody else, waiting on everybody else. Baby, when was the last time you chose you? Now, let me tell you what I'm picking up. See, this feels like someone who's outgrown their current season. You know that feeling, right? When your spirit keeps whispering, there's more. More joy, more peace, more money, more purpose, more life, more fulfillment. You can't explain it. You just know where you are isn't where you're meant to stay forever. And so Spirit is confirming that feeling. You're not imagining it, okay? You're expanding. And baby, let's talk about the Two of Wands, because one foot is usually still in the familiar, while the other one wants the future. That's why some of y'all feel torn. Part of you wants to play it safe, and another part of you says, no, we're meant for more than this. That's the tension you're feeling, not confusion. Expansion, a big difference. So let's keep it real, because y'all know, baby, we not gonna sugarcoat. Some of y'all keep asking Spirit for a bigger life. But every opportunity that requires you to leave your comfort zone, you start negotiating. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if people judge me? Baby, what if it does work? What if this is the opportunity you've been praying for? What if your next chapter is waiting on the other side of one brave decision? There, I said it. So before we even pull your first card, the energy is already saying rose quartz equals healing your heart, knowing your worth, receiving instead of chasing. Two of Wands equals expansion, new beginnings, bigger opportunities, stepping into your future. And baby, the energetic frequency is already saying that everything you need to know right now is this. You've outgrown where you have been. Spirit is preparing you for expansion, but your next chapter requires trusting yourself enough to choose the bigger life that you've secretly been dreaming about. All right, you have 6 more cards to go in this pile, and each one is going to reveal another piece of the puzzle, another truth, another message that Spirit wants you to hear. So let's go ahead and pull card 1 and find out what is the energy as it relates, and what do you need to know right now. Let's find out. Thank you, Spirit. Card 1. You have the Flower of Life. The card says inspiration, awe, which I'm saying AWE, and dreams. See, that part. What a synchronicity. Starting in the beginning of your reading. Okay, so let's get into this first card and remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? First card is the Flower of Life. The card says inspiration, awe, dreams. Now, baby, let's talk about this, because this is one of those cards that give me chills. The Flower of Life is one of the oldest sacred geometry symbols in the world. It represents divine creation, infinite possibilities, inspiration, new beginnings, everything being connected, the blueprint of creation itself. And then the card gives you awe. Now, if you've been hanging around this channel long enough, You already know that awe, AWE, is the spark. It's that spark, that divine inspiration, that moment when something lights up inside of you and you know, this idea didn't just come from me. Now let me tell you what I'm picking up. This is big because your pile started with rose quartz, healing your heart. Two of Wands, expansion, new direction, and bigger vision. And now flower of life, inspiration and dreams. Spirit is saying that the dream you've been carrying wasn't random. Woo! Some of y'all have an idea, a vision, a business, a creative project, a move, a lifestyle that keeps coming back into your mind. No matter how many times you push it away, it comes back. Baby, maybe it keeps coming back because it's attached to your purpose. Let's keep it 100. Now let's talk about dreams. I'm not just talking about the dreams you have while you're asleep. I'm talking about those dreams that make your heart race, the life you secretly picture, the version of yourself you haven't fully stepped into yet, the thing that you've been saying one day. Spirit is saying, why not start preparing for that day today? Now let's connect this to the Two of Wands, because the Two of Wands is all about your future. Planning, expansion, looking beyond where you are now. And then Spirit immediately says, inspiration. Baby, the future you're dreaming about isn't asking you to have every answer. It's asking you to take the first step. Sometimes the whole staircase doesn't appear until you step onto the first stair. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know that's how we do. Some of you have been dismissing your gifts because they come naturally. You think everybody can do it. It's not that special. It's too simple. Honey, Spirit said, baby, what comes naturally to you may be extraordinary to somebody else. Stop undervaluing what God gave you simply because it feels effortless. Your gift wasn't meant to be difficult for you. It was meant to flow through you. Now let me tell you something else. This card also says, stop waiting for inspiration to become confident. Confidence comes after action, not before it. The dream comes first, then the movement, then the confidence grows. That's how it works. So far we have rose quartz equals self-worth, healing, opening your heart. Two of Wands equals expansion, new direction, bigger opportunities. Flower of life equals divine inspiration, purpose, creativity, dreams, sacred timing, and the reminder that your vision exists for a reason. And baby, the energetic frequency is already saying, everything you need to know right now is this. Stop treating your dream like a fantasy. Spirit planted that vision inside of you because it's pointing towards your next chapter. The inspiration isn't random. It's an invitation. Pile 3, this is giving the life you've been imagining may actually be the life you're meant to build. All right, let's pull card 2, because now I want to see exactly where this inspiration is trying to lead you next. Let's go. What is the energy? As it does relate, let's see what's coming through. This card says lover. The card says great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Now y'all know I absolutely love this for you. Okay. Now, Hold on, because baby, listen, Spirit is already confirming the first card. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And the next card is passion. The card says great passion, devotion, and unbridled appreciation of someone or something. Now, baby, can we talk about this? Because your very first card was the flower of life, inspiration, dreams, divine creativity, purpose. And now Spirit follows it with passion. Do y'all see what's happening? Spirit is saying, stop chasing what simply pays the bills and start paying attention to what sets your soul on fire. Woo! Honey, let me tell you what I'm picking up. This card is not just talking about romance. Matter of fact, for most of you, I don't think it is. This feels like passion for life, passion for your purpose, passion for creating, passion for finally waking up excited again. Because some of y'all have been surviving for so long that you forgot what excitement even feels like. And Spirit says, I'm bringing back, I'm bringing your spark back. Now let's connect this back to the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is asking, where do you want your life to go? Then the Flower of Life says, here's the dream. And now passion says, now stop talking yourself out of it. Because baby, you don't accidentally become passionate about something. Your soul recognizes it. There are certain things you do where time disappears, right? You lose track of the clock. You don't have to force yourself to keep going. You come alive. That's the energy I'm picking up. Now let's talk about the word devotion. Spirit is asking, where are you consistently devoted to? Because passion without consistency stays an idea, but passion with devotion builds a legacy. Some of y'all have the gift, you have the talent, you have the vision, and now Spirit is saying, be devoted enough to keep showing up even on days that you don't feel motivated. That's where magic happens. And then this part, appreciation of someone or something. Baby, gratitude is loud in this pile, because when you start appreciating where you are, you stop operating from desperation. You start recognizing the doors that are already opening. You stop overlooking the little wins, and those little wins become big breakthroughs. Now let's keep it real. Some of you have been pouring your passion into people who never appreciated it, giving your energy, your time, your love, your loyalty, and getting crumbs back. Spirit said, redirect that same passion towards the life you're trying to build. There it is. Because imagine if you gave your dreams the same energy you've been giving people who weren't even meeting you halfway. Your whole life would change. And so far we have rose quartz crystal equals self-worth, healing, opening your heart. Two of Wands equals expansion, choosing a bigger future. Flower of Life equals divine inspiration, dreams, creativity, purpose. Passion equals devotion, purpose, enthusiasm, consistency, and pouring your energy into what truly brings your soul alive. Listen, baby. The energetic frequency is getting strong AF. Everything you need to know right now is this. Is that Spirit is trying to reconnect you with what genuinely lights you up. Your next chapter isn't built on obligations. It's built on purpose, passion, and finally giving your dreams the same level of commitment that you've been giving to everyone else. Pile 3, this is giving Stop giving your best energy to what's draining you and start investing it in what's destined to grow you. All right, let's pull card 3 because now I want to see where this passion and purpose are getting ready to lead you. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Card 3, you have unfazed. I know that's right. Look, this is a synchronicity. Clarity, family. The card says unfazed. UNFAZED, honey. It says doesn't care, didn't flinch. You can't shake me, honey. Spirit is showing up and showing out and validating you. Baby, can we talk about it? Because this card is giving main character energy. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? Honey, now hold on, because I don't think Spirit is telling you to become cold. I don't think Spirit is saying not to care about people. No, Spirit is talking about something much deeper. Spirit is talking about emotional stability. Do you see it? Let me tell you what I'm picking up. Your card started with, your pile started with rose quartz, self-worth, 2 of wands, expansion, flower of life, dreams and purpose, passion, reconnecting with what sets your soul on fire, and now, unfazed. Spirit is saying the version of you that's coming doesn't get thrown off by every little thing anymore. Because baby, some of y'all have spent years allowing other people's opinions, other people's moods, other people's choices, other people's inconsistencies to determine how you felt. If they text, you had a good day. If they didn't, your whole mood changed. If somebody complimented you, you felt confident. If they criticized you, you questioned yourself. Spirit said, not anymore. Now let's connect this back to passion, the passion card. Remember what I said. Stop pouring all your energy into people who aren't pouring it back into you. Because when you're connected to your purpose, when you're connected to your gifts, when you're connected to your own life, you stop being so easily distracted by people who are committed to confusion. Your focus changes, your priorities change, your standards change. Now let's talk about this phrase, didn't flinch. Baby, that doesn't mean life won't test you, okay? It means your response is changing. Instead of immediately panicking, you pause. Instead of reacting, you observe. Instead of chasing, you let people reveal themselves. That's maturity. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we talk real over here. Some people are used to getting a reaction out of you. They're used to pushing buttons. They're used to you explaining yourself, defending yourself, running after them. And Spirit said, baby, your silence is about to confuse people who were expecting access to your emotions. Woo. Not because you're playing games, because you're finally learning peace is more valuable than proving a point. Now, here's something else I'm picking up. This is a major synchronicity because the 2 of wands is confidence. The flower of life is purpose. The passion card is devotion. And now unfazed. Spirit is showing the evolution of your confidence. Not fake confidence, not loud confidence, quiet confidence. the kind that doesn't need validation, the kind that doesn't have to announce itself, the kind that walks into a room and simply knows who it is. That's powerful. And so far we have rose quartz crystal equals self-worth, healing, and emotional balance. Two of Wands equals expansion, bigger opportunities, and choosing your future. Flower of life equals divine inspiration, dreams, and purpose. Passion equals devotion, purpose, reconnecting with what lights up your soul. Unfazed equals emotional maturity, inner confidence, resilience, and refusing to let outside circumstances control your inner peace. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting stronger. Everything you need to know is this: your power is no longer coming from controlling people or circumstances. And your power is coming from becoming so rooted in your purpose and your self-worth that distractions, opinions, and emotional games no longer have the ability to pull you off your path. Pile 3, this is giving. The greatest flex isn't proving people wrong. It's becoming so aligned with your own purpose that nothing outside of you can shake what you've already built inside of you. All right, well, let's pull a card forward, because now I want to see what Spirit says this next new level of confidence is getting ready to attract in your life. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. All right, and your card says, I can get from an unwanted to a wanted relationship. It says, as you walk away from one unpleasant situation, the law of attraction will bring another that feels very much like it. And usually quickly. You just cannot get there from there. To get to where you want to be, to the place of feeling better, you have to reach for alignment between you and you. And getting yourself feeling good before you take action is always the best process. For when you do not feel good, you cannot be inspired to any action that will solve the problem. Listen, honey, now baby, let's talk about this, because Spirit just dropped one of the biggest truths of this entire reading. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And your next card is basically saying, you can't get to the relationship you want by staying emotionally attached to the relationship you don't want. Now, hold on before y'all start clutching your pearls. This isn't just about romance. This is about everything. Relationships, friendships, jobs, mindsets, habits, old identities. And Spirit is saying you have to create space for what you're asking for. Now let me tell you what I'm picking up. The card literally says, as you walk away from one unpleasant situation, the law of attraction brings another that feels much better. Baby, notice what Spirit didn't say. It didn't say stay there until they change. It didn't say keep forcing it until it works. It says walk away from what no longer aligns, and something better has room to find you. Come on now. Now let's connect this to your reading. Rose quartz said, know your worth. Two of Wands said, choose a bigger future. Flower of life said, honor your dreams. Passion said, pour your energy into what lights you up. Unfazed said, don't let outside chaos control your peace. And now Spirit says, alignment comes before the attraction. Do y'all see this? This entire pile has been preparing you to level up. Now, let me tell you something else. This sentence right here gets loud. Get yourself feeling good before you take action. Baby, that doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. No. It means don't make permanent decisions from temporary emotions. Don't text when you're angry. Don't chase when you're lonely. Don't quit because you're discouraged. Don't settle because you're afraid. Spirit is saying, regulate first, decide second. Now let's talk about alignment, because people hear that word all the time. But what does it actually mean? It means your thoughts, your actions, your standards, and your heart are finally moving in the same direction. Now, because baby, you can't pray for peace while entertaining constant chaos. You can't pray for honesty while making excuses for dishonesty. You can't pray for a healthy relationship while ignoring unhealthy patterns. Those frequencies don't match. There, I said it. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know we not sugarcoating nothing. Some of you have been trying to force doors open that your spirit has already walked away from. And every time you do, you feel heavier, more confused, more anxious. And Spirit says, pay attention to what brings you peace, not just what keeps your attention. Big difference, because not everything that occupies your mind deserves your life. And baby, let's connect this to your last card. Unfazed. When you're aligned, you stop chasing, you stop proving, you stop begging, you stop convincing, because you finally realize what's meant for you, right? What's meant for you will meet you where your standards are, not where your fears are. So far we have rose quartz crystal equals self-worth, healing, emotional balance. Two of Wands equals expansion, choosing your future. Flower of life equals dreams, purpose, divine inspiration. Passion equals devotion, creativity, reconnecting with what lights you up. Unfazed equals emotional maturity and inner stability. Alignment equals stop trying to force what isn't working. Walk towards what feels healthy, peaceful, and aligned. The better chapter begins when you become a match for the life you've been asking Spirit to bring. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting loud AF. Everything you need to know right now is this. Your next chapter isn't waiting for someone else to change. It's waiting for you to fully align with the version of yourself that no longer settles for what drains your spirit. The moment you choose peace over pressure, clarity over confusion, and alignment over attachment, everything begins to shift. Pile 3, this is giving. Stop trying to force the old chapter to become your future. The future you've been praying for is waiting on the version of you that's finally ready to choose it. All right, let's pull card 5, because now I want to see what Spirit says is getting ready to unfold once you're fully aligned. Let's go. What is the energy as it does relate? And let's see what's coming through. All right. You have the numinous, and it's spelled Numinous. It is an astrological energy and placement. I'm going to tell you exactly what this means in astrology and how it relates to what you're meant to hear. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so first off, the card says the unknown, the unknowable, ESP, psychic abilities, the cosmos, universal truth, oneness, source, shadow work, and inner knowing. Now hold on, because baby, this card just took the reading to a whole different level. Remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? The very next card, the Numinous, is not a coincidence. The Numinous is an astrological energy that represents those moments in life that feel divinely orchestrated. It's the unexplainable, the mystical, the feeling that something bigger than you is at work. It's that moment where you say, I know that wasn't a coincidence. Because astrology isn't only about planets and zodiac signs. It's about recognizing when your life begins moving in ways your logical mind can't fully explain. And that's exactly what I'm picking up for you. Let's connect this to your reading. Rose Quartz said, know your worth. Two of Wands said, you're expanding. Flower of Life said, your dreams were planted inside of you for a reason. Passion said, follow what lights up your soul. Unfazed said, don't let outside noise throw you off your path. Alignment said, stop forcing what's not meant for you. And now Spirit says, watch what starts happening when you're finally aligned. Woo! Honey, let me tell you what I honestly feel. Some of y'all are getting ready to experience so many synchronicities. It's almost going to make you laugh. You're going to think about somebody they call. You pray about something, and answer shows up 2 days later. You keep seeing repeating numbers. You meet somebody unexpectedly. A conversation opens a door. A delay protects you from something you couldn't see. And later, you're sitting there saying, now I understand why that happened. That's the Numinous. Now let's talk about the word itself. Numinous represents an encounter with something sacred, something that shifts your perspective, something that reminds you there is more happening behind the scenes than you can currently see. Baby, not everything that's happening in your life needs a logical explanation. Some things are simply divine timing. Some meetings are divine appointments. Some endings are divine protection. Some detours are divine redirection. Now, let's keep it real. Some of you have been asking Spirit for signs, and then talking yourself out of every sign you receive, saying, that's probably nothing. Maybe I'm just imagining it. That's probably a coincidence. And Spirit said, baby, stop overthinking every blessing I send you. Not everything has to be analyzed. Sometimes it's meant to be experienced. Now, here's what really stands out. The Numinous comes after the alignment card. That is not random, because Spirit is saying, when you stop forcing, when you stop chasing, when you stop settling, when you start honoring your own worth, you naturally begin noticing doors that were already opening. You become aware, more connected, more intuitive, more present, and life starts feeling different. Not because the universe suddenly started helping you, but because you're finally in a position to recognize the help that's been there all along. Now, so far we have rose quartz crystal equals self-worth, healing, and emotional balance. Two of Wands equals expansion, choosing your future. Flower of life equals divine dreams, purpose, and divine inspiration. Passion equals following what truly lights your soul up. Unfazed equals emotional maturity and inner stability. Alignment equals choosing what matches your peace instead of your fear. And the numinous equals divine guidance, synchronicities, meaningful coincidences, spiritual alignment, and the unmistakable feeling that your life is unfolding exactly as it's meant to be. And baby, the energetic frequency is getting powerful. Everything you need to know right now is this. You are stepping into a season where life begins confirming you're on the right path. Expect meaningful synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and moments that remind you that the universe has been working behind the scenes all along. The more aligned you become, the more you'll recognize that what looked like a coincidence was actually divine orchestration. And so this is giving, you're about to stop asking, is this a sign? Because the signs are about to become impossible to ignore. All right, let's pull your final card, because now I want to see how Spirit brings this entire reading home. What is the energy as it does relate? Let's see what's coming through. Your card is acceptance. Wow. All right. Now, Pile 3, this is your final card. And baby, look how Spirit decided to end this reading, because remember what we're asking. What is everything you need to know right now? And your final card is acceptance. Now hold on, because I don't think Spirit is talking about settling. I don't think Spirit is saying just accept anything. No, Spirit is talking about accepting the truth. Let's run this whole reading back. Rose quartz, Two of Wands, Flower of life, passion, unfazed, alignment, the numinous, and now acceptance. Baby, this entire pile has been one long conversation about finally becoming who you already are. And let me tell you what I'm picking up. Some of y'all have been exhausting yourselves, trying to change things that have already shown you what they are. Trying to change people, trying to change outcomes, trying to change timing, trying to change somebody's mind, trying to change somebody's effort. And Spirit said, acceptance is where your freedom begins. Because once you accept the truth, you stop negotiating with it. Now let's connect this to your last card, the numinous. Remember, that card talked about divine orchestration, things happening behind the scenes, synchronicities, Spirit working when you can't see it. Then the final card says acceptance. Baby, sometimes the greatest act of faith is accepting that you don't have to understand every single thing today. You don't have to know why every door closed. You don't have to know why every person left. You don't have to know why every delay happened. Sometimes acceptance creates the peace that understanding never could. There. Now let's talk about the Two of Wands, because this card has been about your future from the very beginning. But here's the thing, you cannot fully walk into your next chapter if one hand is still gripping the last one. Acceptance isn't giving up. Acceptance is saying, I see this for what it is, and now I'm free to choose what's next. Big difference. Now let's keep it real, because y'all know It's sugar-free zone, all right? Some of you have been asking Spirit, give me clarity. Spirit gave you clarity. You just didn't like the answer. Some of y'all asked, show me who they are. Spirit showed you. Show me if this door is for me. Spirit showed you. Show me if it's time to move on. Spirit showed you. Now the question becomes, will you accept what you've already been shown? And baby, this also feels like self-acceptance. Some of y'all have spent years trying to become someone else's version of enough, trying to be more, do more, shrink more, explain more, prove more. And Spirit said, baby, the person you've been trying to become is already inside of you. Stop apologizing for your sensitivity. Stop apologizing for your ambition. Stop apologizing for your gifts. Stop apologizing for your light. The people who are meant for you will never require you to become less of yourself. Total energetic frequency, pile 3. Let's put this whole reading together. Rose quartz crystal equals self-worth, healing, receiving, and love. Also emotional balance. 2 of Wands equals expansion, new beginnings, choosing your next chapter. Flower of life equals divine inspiration, dreams, purpose, and creativity. Passion equals following what genuinely brings your soul alive. Unfazed equals emotional maturity. Confidence, refusing to let distractions pull you off path. Alignment equals stop forcing what's not meant for you. Become a match for your life, for the life you're asking Spirit to bring. The numinous equals divine timing, synchronicities, spiritual guidance, unmistakable signs you're on the right path. Acceptance equals trusting the truth, honoring what you've learned, releasing resistance, and allowing yourself to fully step into the next version of your life. And baby, the whole energetic frequency is screaming. Everything you need to know right now is this. Your next chapter doesn't begin when everything around you changes. It begins the moment you stop resisting the truth. Spirit has been guiding you towards a bigger life, a clearer purpose, and a deeper sense of peace. The dreams are real. The signs are real. Now the only thing left is for you to fully accept who you're becoming and trust where Spirit is leading you. Pile 3, this is giving. Your breakthrough isn't hiding from you. It's waiting on the version of you that's finally ready to stop looking back and confidently walk forward. All right, Clarity family, that closes your pile 3 reading. If this reading resonated with your situation and you'd like to explore your personal energy on a deeper level, the 3 questions for $33 personal psychic reading is still available. Bring your questions about love and relationships, money and finances, career and purpose, your next chapter, or any situation you've been looking for honest, intuitive clarity. Because in a personal reading, we can dive into the specific details surrounding your unique energy and the guidance that Spirit has for you. And if you know, you know. Pile 3, one last thing before you go. Stop asking whether you're ready for your next chapter. The real question is, will you trust yourself enough to walk into it? Because from everything Spirit showed today, your future isn't asking you to become someone else. It's asking you to fully become you.